The Russians have been pushed back here 20 or 30 miles. This area is all contested. There is about 700 tanks and armored personnel carriers that have been pulled out of Kyiv in the surrounding area by the Russians. The Ukrainians have taken back Irpin, a number of the other suburbs, and they also now are very close to holding a key airport here that the Russians have been trying to use. And the Russian supply lines are a complete mess. And you then have all the battlefield setbacks that the Ukrainians have had as well. With that, we bring in Ambassador John Bolton, former ambassador to the United Nations, also national security advisor under President Trump. You've got the battlefield setbacks. You'd think that would really be hurting Vladimir Putin. Quite the opposite. Putin's approval number, 71% in February. The New York Times reports it is now up to 83% in March. Ambassador, how's that possible?
Well, I think it's because far too often President Biden and other Western leaders have portrayed this invasion of Ukraine as Putin's war. Now, obviously, Putin, as president of Russia, made the final decisions. But this is not his effort alone. He reflects a very broad segment of Russia that believes that Ukraine and Belarus, while we're on the subject, are part of Mother Russia, part of the Rodinia, and they want them back. So what Putin has said for years, this goes back before his first invasion of Ukraine in 2014, that the effort to split Ukraine and the other former Soviet republics away from Russia is a Western plot against the Russian people. And I think that's having an effect. I think Putin's propaganda is having an effect. And, you know, we're not surprised in this country when there's a rally round the president feeling when the country is in military hostilities. I think that's happening in Russia, too. So we shouldn't underestimate the depth of feeling here or the value that Putin and his advisors place on getting control of Ukraine.
Yeah, and certainly for a big part of the Russian population, they are used to suffering in the name of the greater Soviet good. It happened throughout the whole Cold War. The hope was that these sanctions would crush the ruble and crush the Russian economy in a way that the street would rise up and that there would be these massive protests and on and on. The ruble, however, is back to where it was when Russia invaded Ukraine. It almost sort of defies logic. It certainly defies everything that the State Department and the Treasury Department thought was going to happen.
Well, I can say I'm a very strong proponent of economic sanctions, and I applaud every sanction we've applied on Russia, but we have not done nearly enough. In my experience, we've applied strict sanctions on North Korea, on Iran, on Venezuela under Maduro, on Turkey under Erdogan. All those regimes are still in power. It's because we don't go far enough. And I think this is a big problem.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.